This is still small town because we're one of those tiny little dots on the earth. The satellite passes over every day. You're down there. All those other tiny dots are small towns, medium cities, and gigantic metropolises, all made up of people just like you. So there's our beautiful witch's hat in the background, iconic of South Lyon. You'll see it on advertising and in other promotions for the town. I hope that this documentary was a promotion for the small town of South Lyon. The intention was to let you know what it was like 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Some of these families were longtime and still are longtime residents. We welcome all the new people that have come out to our small town. We hope that you enjoy everything it has to offer and that you will help to make it all the good parts of a small town. Friendly, caring, helpful, respectful. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, thank you for the participants. It was our pleasure. As one of my history teachers used to say, what is your conclusion, young lady? Well, let's ask some people who live in our small town. How will we keep the best parts as the town grows? Morning, thanks for doing this. I want a younger view of what we're talking about here.
We moved here in 2009 when our kids were small. Moved here because we liked the whole small town atmosphere. We loved it. Originally from Farmington Hills.
Oh, okay.
There was no traffic when we moved out here.
Exactly.
Yeah. We would get a little congestion on Pontiac Trail, but beyond that, the traffic was nothing.
How are the people that you've met?
They were very accepting. Everybody was wonderful when we moved here. It was so welcoming, so encouraging. It was that family small town feel that you wanted when we moved here.
Now we're in 2023.
Now it's changed quite a bit. Yeah. There's so much growth out here. There's so many new people. The culture seems to be changing a bit. In my opinion, it seems to be switching over to more of like a city type atmosphere. There are still so many people here that are wonderful. But you hear the things like, oh, you need a Starbucks, or they're trying to bring the city into this small town.
Would you stay in 2023?
I believe so. I do love
it. It became your hometown.
It is. It feels like home.
Yeah. Thanks so much, Tracy. I appreciate your opinion.
My wife and I moved into town in 2007. We're one of the folks that bought a house out in Lyon Township, right by South Lyon East. We moved here with the express thought of raising our children.
Like what in your mind, what do you think you get when you come to a small town?
Just a place where people want to be around each other, and we wanted a community that was going to have a lot of kids and a lot of active parents.
And did you find it?
Yeah, I mean, our neighborhood is wonderful in terms of how many children there are, so the kids have people to play with all the time. We often come downtown to a lot of the events that they have. We'll go to the farmers markets, go into Corner Social.
Do you think it's easier to get those experiences when the population is not a Livonia?
Not as much of a community feel once it gets too big, and I think that seems to be part of the struggle that people are having now. But at the same time, it also brings in a lot of energy.
Did you feel that as a young person? Like, ooh, look at that.
Like, that's part of the energy and excitement I'm talking about. When you have all these young families here, they bring with that enthusiasm of trying to kind of make their mark.
I applaud you. We love your new restaurant and the bar.
We knew we could get through it. And now that we are through it, I feel like the weight of the world was off my shoulders. And honestly, it just seemed like a very obvious thing to do. I feel like it's been very well received so far, and it's what this town, it's one of the things this town needed.
And thanks for your opinion.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Dan.
So we moved out here in 1973, and it was in the middle of the country, and everybody thought we were in the middle of the boonies, and the population was probably around 3,000.
Right.
And the village or the community of South Lyon. So since then, You just look down 10 Mile and there are a vast array of subdivisions and growth and community and churches, and it was a great place to grow up back then, and it's a great place still to grow up and raise a family. And it seems as though now the changes throughout the years, the community and the core of South Lyon has remained like beautiful and full of love and people and faith and just support with one another. The South Lyon Hotel, beautiful how they rebuilt it, and you can go in there, and even though things change on the outside, we're still have that warmth of community. As far as like raising the kids, it was a safe haven, a slice of heaven, God's country. It's a little bit of up north. I think that sense of community and striving for health and fitness and all of that. So.
Okay. Thanks, Julie.
You're welcome.
So we moved here in March of '09, just before Graham was born, so 14 years. I'm from Byron, north of Howell, so small town. She wanted something that had things to do, restaurants, but close to shopping, things like that. I wanted something that had that, or at least close to parks and outdoor, and I could get away, a little bit of land.
Right.
Downtown has changed a lot. There wasn't a lot here, like in the immediate downtown area.
Right.
When we moved here, in our subdivision area here, there was not that many young kids.
You were doing the turnover thing.
Yes.
So you have a child in high school, one who's almost going. Do you feel there's enough for them to do?
Yeah, I think there is. There's, between the school activities and the parks and things around here, so the school district as a whole has grown a lot. I think the kids have felt that even a little bit, The township over here has not grown quite as much as like Lyon Township has. Pretty much everywhere you see that used to be a field or woods or something is now, turning into subdivisions everywhere.
Do you still like it?
I mean, we've talked about that. It's definitely getting a little bit too busy for me.
Yeah.
The downtown still has kind of a small town feel, and the more you see it and the more it grows, I mean, they're just going to end up having that. The infrastructure is not growing with everything around here.
Were you surprised it happened as fast as it
Oh,
did?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was very surprised. It's just climbing and climbing and climbing again. So the housing market out here is crazy.
Everybody wants a small town.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh. I appreciate it. Okay. Hey, Casey. Thanks for doing this.
Parents built their house here when I was 7 or 8, which was in mid to late 80s.
Why did you stay as an adult?
So we wanted to be near our families. We did look in surrounding areas, but then decided that we just wanted to be in South Lyon. South Lyon was home, so it was still small townish. I went to college in the early 2000s. Every time I would come home, something was added or something was new. Yeah, changed a lot. The last 5 years have really made a difference.
I know. Hey, Sue. How are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm so happy to be in your shop.
We arrived in 2007 here. So we're going to be celebrating our 16th birthday this fall. The reason I opened it is because there was not one place to get a gift or home decor. Kids, and they all went to school in South Lyon.
You from a small town?
I am from a small town.
What about when people come in? Are they happy? I mean, I would be.
They're absolutely happy. The diversification of different types of businesses would be amazing down here. Farmers market definitely helped. But we would like, our locals to come here.
Is getting the word out hard?
It's a matter of them not knowing what's here.
So, are you still happy you're in a small town?
Oh, absolutely. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Once again, thank you for the beautiful mural outside.
Oh, yes, we love it.
It's a landmark that people talk about.
I moved here about 2009. Yeah, I grew up in a very small town, graduated 36 kids. I opened the store after I left a corporate position. Business is up and down. There's still an issue with locals not shopping in their downtown area, which is frustrating. There are some really great people that are wonderful patrons that utilize our services constantly. But there's still people that come in on a daily basis saying, how long have you been here?
And what would you say is something you've noticed that says to yourself that maybe South Lyon is growing out of that small townness?
I don't really feel that way.
Oh, good.
I don't. I just had a customer this morning that was in here just to chat for 10 minutes. So I think that is what is super valuable. The relationships that we've built through the store in the last 6 years are absolutely priceless. The best thing to do would see us on social media. So Instagram for the Lemon Tree, the Lemon Tree _SL, and Facebook is Lemon Tree South Lyon.
Very good. Check them out. I'm telling you, they have the cutest home decor. Okay, we're walking in venue. So Tanya, I'm so glad you got a hold of me because I want to talk to some young people.
Hi Cheryl, been here since 1999. Canton, Michigan originally. I wanted to get out. My husband and I chose South Lyon to build a family and raise a family. Honestly, we moved here because it was somewhere we could afford. For the most part, I feel like it's better. I love that it still feels like a small town. I still think it feels like a small town. I love the fact that everywhere my kids have gone, there'd always be somebody who knew those were my kids. My kids have had generally good experiences. I don't have any complaints. We've had some wonderful teachers.
And how about running a business? Venue is in downtown South Lyon.
We've only been here 6 years, so I love being on this block. People are coming here from other cities. I like that people feel like they can come in here and feel like they're still in a small town, but they're getting something different.
Right. Well, thanks, Tanya. I appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
I will see people here and there, and they'll say that I know, you still live here? And I said, yeah, this is my town. I'm not going to move anywhere. This is my town. My dad was born a quarter mile from here in Green Oak Township. I've lived here all my life. So yeah, I'm still here. So when I look around and I see all this stuff, I'm happy for the town. Keep that small town, keep the Duovino, and keep those things in here.
People are coming out here because they want a small town.
I asked my sister that question after reading this one, and I said, what did you think about that when you came back to South Lyon? She says, well, she said she really appreciated the fact that so many of the old homes were still there.
Let's keep our small town a giving, sharing, and friendly place where everyone can flourish. Thank you again. And wonderful preservation has continued, not only in the homes, but in the businesses as well. So let's welcome the new and be one as a small town and flourish.
Laid the bait in a